other things become sort of like fringe benefits to it. And so if you to ask like, why did I want to try to start this farm and why am I doing that? That's rooted there. I think the other side of the equation of why do I like making videos? Why do I like creating content? Like why is that a focus for me? I mean, I look back to like when I was a kid, right? My happiest times as I was a kid, like what I used to do is I would sit in my room and draw comics or read comics. And that was like always my favorite thing. And then I'd share them with people and tell people about them. And that was, I love doing that part too. It was like a process. Like you need to have both parts for it to be fulfilling. And I think I see what I do with like videos and stuff as a 100% extension of that. No doubt about it. Just adapted for modern times.
Yeah, I saw your comic. I think it was a TikTok or something. You showed it. Why didn't you be a professional comic? Why didn't you go down that route? Why aren't you making comic YouTube videos?
I'm just not that good at
drawing. Why aren't you on some comic podcast?
I think I'm pretty good at telling stories.
Okay.
I don't think I'm very good at drawing. I think like that's probably the biggest difference. Like when I was in high school, I went to art school afterwards. Like that was, all right, I'm going to go to art school because I can draw somewhat. And that's where I went, where you get there and you're like, wow, I can't draw anything. And so I kind of went from being an animation major to like focusing more on like film as a big part of what I was doing creatively at school. And so that was where that shift happened. And then, it's been kind of an extension of that ever since.
And you did the artwork on your hat, your logo.
Yeah, no, I mean, I still draw, I still do stuff, but yeah.
So what's up with the bird on the bear?
It's two things. It's one, it's really a metaphor for the farm and like what I want it to be. Where, and I know birds don't usually sit on bears' heads, but you go out you see like that symbiotic relationship between a rhinoceros and a cowbird and like what happens there, where the rhinoceros is there providing a meal, the bird is there removing the pests, and they're working together. I think that idea of animals working together, a farm being an ecosystem, it's something I fundamentally believe, and it's really how I try to manage the farm, that premise. Then it's also a metaphor for the relationship between my wife and me, actually. So I think our relationship often kind of plays a very similar role as well. And so that's what inspired it.
Are you the bear and she's the bird, or
I don't know.
Or are you just two animals working
I think
together?
It switches from time to time. Probably physically, I'm much more the bear and she's more the bird. but I think conceptually, I think the role shifts depending on the situation.